Hi YouTube, my name is Amber. I go by Unraveling Quilter on Instagram. This is kind of an introduction video, first video I've ever created, talking about why am I creating a video. I had this idea for probably a year or maybe more, that kind of started just because when I was looking for videos on quilting, on fabric selection, on patterns, on projects, you find a lot of great instructional videos. There's so many fabulous personalities already on here that will show you how to sew a circle, how to do English paper piecing, how to do foundation paper piecing. But what I personally was having a hard time finding content on is, why are you creating this? Why are you choosing that fabric? Why did you pick this technique? Why are you using this certain type of fabric over another type of fabric for something? And that's what I really find interesting. And that's what I love to try to figure out. And so I kind of started thinking about my own fabric. Would people want to hear, why do I have this fabric? Because I haven't been sewing for very long, but I am your typical quilter with my huge fabric hoard that you gotta sometimes pretend is smaller than it is, but it's getting massive. And so I thought, well, would anyone even care what's in my fabric stash? I mean, I like looking at pictures on Instagram of other people's stash. Why do they have things? Would someone want to know that about mine? Why did I pick a certain fabric? Why did I buy something? What are my plans for that? From things of, I have a bunches of fabric that have great fussy cuts in them that I can see making a bag out of, or turning it into a quilt using certain block designs to highlight a fussy cut with a lot of blenders in the background, or things like that. And I just kind of came up with this idea of my stash, my stories. And that's the idea that I decided, I've thought about this for a couple years, and it's time to try it. If I succeed, if I fail, if nobody watches these, at least it's for me, and I can kind of talk about my processes. What am I thinking about right now? What kind of projects do I want to accomplish right now? What fabric am I going to recently get right now? Which, a lot of lines aren't coming out until August or September. So it's a little lull in the fabric department, but that's kind of good because then I'm not getting yelled at about, you haven't created anything recently. Why do you need more fabric? Because you always need more fabric. But that's kind of what my plans are for this channel, what I'm going to do. We'll see how it goes. Kind of just a video diary of what am I creating at this point. It'll kind of be the fun thing of, do I ever actually finish anything? Because that tends to happen a lot. I already have a big stack of projects that are just kind of started, and that's where they are. But they were a great outlet at the time. My name is Unraveling Quilter, which when I created, my mom, who has sewn my whole life, was like, why did you pick that? It makes it sound like you're horrible. They're falling apart. But it was because at that time, when I first finally got into quilting, into sewing, into this, it was much later in life, despite all my mother's attempts. And it was because my life was unraveling. I just, I was freshly out of college with my degree, trying to balance work and the stress that comes with that and the anxiety with, the regular life responsibilities and all that. And I was having such a hard time balancing all of it, and still finding me time, that my mom and my husband were saying, you need a hobby. You need something to help you let go of work when you're not there, to help you disengage from that. And so I was about to have my son, and I decided, okay, I'll create a quilt for him. It'll be something to keep my mind occupied, and it'll be something I can give him that he'll always have of me. And quilts are such a great way of creating that for someone, or creating a memory, or just something that when they look at it, they can think of you. I have quilts that are from my mom, and I have quilts that are from my grandma. Um, and you can look at it and you can see them in them, you know, and that is amazing to me. And I wanted to create that for my son. So I thought, okay, I'll make one quilt and I'll be done. And it's just turned into this crazy obsession of fabrics and what can I do with this, and what can I create, and how can I transform this. And it's the fun of transforming things and making something your own that I just love in quilting and sewing. And so that's kind of what I'm going to talk about on here is, you know, what projects am I working on right now, and where do I want to go, and what am I trying to accomplish, and we'll see where this goes. But that's kind of what my plan is for this channel, and that's who I am, and that's kind of what got me started in this. So we'll see where it goes from here. See if I ever even make another video, or if this is just like all my quilting projects that just end up a block in a closet, but we'll find out. So let's see where we go on this journey.